The teens want to talk to the trusted adults in their lives about the issues they face, even if these are difficult or awkward topics. I realized this when I taught the 15-year-old Sunday school class. I had a great group of kids who were very respectful and participated when I asked questions. But I had a hard time getting them excited and engaged in the lesson. There was one lesson that I gave that they became very engaged and excited about the conversation. And ironically, this was the lesson on the law of chastity. It started out as these lessons usually do, with the kids all staring awkwardly at the floor and shuffling their feet back and forth. I told them what the law of chastity is and why they should live it. And so basically, I was giving them a lecture. Then I switched the mode of the lesson to a conversation. The youth know what they're not supposed to do, but what they want to know is what is okay and appropriate. As we discussed this, they came to great guidelines and great answers for themselves. There are many difficult, challenging, and confusing issues that our youth face today, and they would like to be able to talk to their parents and their adult leaders about these issues. One of these is, what is the big deal about pornography? The big deal about pornography is the damaging effects of pornography. It damages the brain, it damages the family, and it damages society. Pornography damages the brain because it is very much like using drugs. The same chemical reaction occurs in the brain when viewing pornography as when using drugs like meth and cocaine. The reward pathways release excessive amounts of dopamine into the brain. And in the brains of teens and young adults, these reward pathways are 2 to 4 times more powerful than they are in the adult brain, which means even more levels of dopamine are released into the brain. The difference between viewing pornography and doing drugs on the reaction in the brain is that it's much more powerful when you're viewing pornography. It's like a chemical bomb goes off in the brain. And as this excessive amounts of dopamine flood the brain, it tries to compensate by shrinking the dopamine receptors, and the individual needs more and more dopamine releases to even feel normal, which leads to more and more craving of pornography. This is how it is addicting to the individual. Elder Dallin H. Oaks said, "It impairs decision-making capabilities and it hooks the user, obsessively drawing them back for more and more." A man who had been addicted to hard drugs and to pornography wrote me this comparison. "In my eyes, cocaine doesn't hold a candle to this. I have done both. Quitting even the hardest drugs was nothing compared to trying to quit this." End quote. Pornography changes the brain. The neural pathways in the brain rewire and make new connections. As they stated on fightthenewdrug.org website, the neurons that fire together wire together. And they have found in the brains of addicts that the frontal lobes of the brain actually are smaller. They have shrank. Pornography is damaging to the family. It is difficult for individuals who are involved in pornography to form meaningful relationships with real people. This is a bigger problem than you may realize. My daughter has found that every boy that she gets close to, as in close friends or in boys that she's dating, they either are addicted to pornography or they become addicted to pornography. They think they can hide this, but it's very obvious to those who are aware of the signs. My daughter can know within meeting someone and talking to them for just a few minutes if they have a problem with pornography. She's very supportive of these young men and trying to encourage them to overcome their addiction. But she cannot be in a relationship with any of these young men because of the way they treat her in a relationship. In an article entitled "Pornography and Violence" in a journal on the social effects of pornography, M.A. Layden said, "Healthy relationships are built on equality, honesty, respect, and love. In porn, it is the reverse. Interactions are based on domination, disrespect, abuse, violence, and detachment." I personally know of the damaging effects of pornography on the family. My sister married a really sharp missionary in the temple, returned missionary, and they had 4 beautiful daughters. They were very much involved in doing things together as a family, and their dad was a great dad. With him, everything was awesome, and everything was an adventure. Even going to the grocery store was an adventure. And they were the cutest little family. But then he became involved with pornography and became very addicted. It changed his personality and the way he interacted with his family. He became very abusive of my sister, and then she finally divorced him. After he had left the home, the girls confessed to their mother that their dad had been sexually abusing them and had threatened to kill their mother if they told. That was 12 years ago. They have not had any interaction with their father, but all four of the girls, as adults, still have emotional issues from their father's addiction to pornography. Pornography is damaging to society. It objectifies women, and it promotes violence and abuse towards women. And women begin to see these violence and abuse situations in viewing pornography. They begin to think that that is normal. There are two side effects that occur in individuals who use pornography. One of these is a lowering of material success. The other is a change in beliefs. Both of these are damaging to society. Now that you know the damaging effects of pornography on the brain, the family, and society, you need to get involved and you need to talk to your children. It's not a matter of if they will be exposed, but when they will be exposed. 80% of first-time exposures occur in the home between the ages of 4 and 11. And this is not just a boy issue. My daughter's best friend became addicted to pornography when she was 9 years old. There are several great resources that you can go to find out more information and learn how to talk to your children about pornography. One of these is the church's website, overcomingpornography.org. And also the church has a manual, the Parents Guide, which is very helpful in talking to your children about healthy sexual relationships. You can order this online or get it in the bookstores. Another great website is fightthenewdrug.org. They have lots of articles on all the different effects of pornography. And if you click at the bottom of the articles on the references, you can find more books, articles, and websites that you can go to find out more information. If you're addicted to pornography, you need to get help. This is not something you can overcome alone. The only way to overcome the addiction to pornography is through repentance and through the atonement. How many days does it take to overcome an addiction? It takes 2 years. Now that you know the damaging effects of pornography on the brain, the family, and society, you need to get involved. You need to warn others about these dangers and damaging effects of pornography.